It's not going to be easy. It's going to be
Yo, 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 good morning, guys. Apologies for the delay. It was not on purpose, even though it's April Fool's Day, so it kind of would have been fitting. April Fool's, good morning. Good morning, guys. What's up, Raymond? What's up, Oracle? Don, Kookie, PJW, Kali, Zachariah, Mahavir. Sorry, I'm going to miss some names here. Good morning, guys. What's up, Jam? Such man, hope you're well. My bias for today is biased because we tapped into daily for value gap. Also, saw previous day high, so join the stream to see how you navigate. Stay calm during the trade. All right, Pirates fam, welcome. Good morning, guys. Hop on in. The water's fine. The water's fine. Come on in. Come on in. All right, guys. Let's get right into it, I suppose, huh? Market just opened up here about a minute ago. So we will start diving in, taking a look, yes, to Pirate TV's message in the chat. I was kind of looking at the same thing. So jumping up here to the daily, obviously new monthly candle, guys, as of today, and we traded up into a daily inefficiency that was left after yesterday's close, and you can see that as of right now we seem to be respecting, still respecting that, and dropping down here to the 1 hour. We have price traded up into this 1 hour inefficiency and 1 hour order block. And we'll see if this ends up holding and wanting to send price lower. If it does, then I'm bearish. I would say though, if price can, you know, trade above this level and respect, I would be open to playing longs from this 1 hour inversion up into this inefficiency up in here. I told you guys that the 4 hour inefficiency yesterday was catching my eye. And I believe we traded up into it on ES. We haven't traded up into it yet on NQ. So this 4 hour gap in here that also overlaps with this breaker here. So this low, extend this across about equilibrium of this fair value gap. I really like that about 700 level. That would not surprise me one bit to see price want to dig up into this, to be honest. Which I mentioned yesterday. So we'll see if we get that or not. Like I said, kind of open to whatever price wants to show today. And I'm going to kind of base it off of what we do with this 1 hour. So yeah, if we hold this level and then ultimately show respect and start displacing lower on the lower time frames, I would probably just look to play shorts to internal and external lows. But yeah, if this totally gets disrespected in 30 minutes time, we get to the end of the hour and we trade through here, I like the longs to about the 700-ish level. So, but right now it looks like price is on the lower time frame starting to respect after taking some internal highs. Let's see how it all plays out, guys. We're only 4 minutes into the open, so not gonna write anything in stone just yet. But see what today has in store for us, lads and lasses. Oh boy, oh boy. There is a little worth noting, I guess. There's a little bit of SMT at the lows. I'm checking this low here. Yeah, a little bit of SMT here with these internal lows. There's SMT also at these internal highs, so don't get spooked by that. There's SMT on both sides of this market. That was something I forgot to mention. We got SMT here, SMT here. So a lot of times people will ask, like, well, how do I know what SMT is going to fail, which one's going to hold? You don't, obviously. That's why SMT is not supposed to be used to find your bias. You want to use the order flow, use what price is telling you to find that, and then SMT is the qualifier. But there is SMT both sides of the market. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that because somebody in the chat's probably going to mention it about 10 times, thinking that I don't see it. So just for good measure, make sure I say it out loud at least once. What's up, Alberto? I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking. How are you? What's up, Trader J Mark? The only bad thing that I have to complain about is, like, right as I was going to bed last night, I'm like, fuck, I feel like, you know that feeling like right before you get a sore throat, like you can kind of like feel it coming on. So this morning, I kind of have a little bit of a sore throat, I'm not gonna lie. So if I sound raspy, that's why. And if I clear my throat too frequently, that's also why. Just so you know. Little mouth sounds ASMR for the audience today. What's up, Nick? Yeah, oh yeah, we do have news as well, sorry. PMI 10 a.m. Jolts jobs 10 a.m. 9:45 news. Just medium impact, but yeah, fully anticipating waiting to take a trade until 10 or later, to be honest. Yeah, but still want to see how price is behaving here from the PD arrays that we're in, obviously. 4-hour candle has 20 minutes left on it. We'll see how strong it closes, or if we end up creating a pretty big wick to the downside. Hey Tyler, can you tell me what is opening range gap and consequent encroachment, as ICT always speak about them on his Telegram? Yeah, opening range gap is just the regular trading hours gap from the previous day to today. So today's opening range gap is not very obvious, but it's right here. If you change your trading hours from electronic to regular, it shows you the price from where market closed yesterday to where price opened today at 9:30. And the gap in the middle is the opening range gap. You can see that today's opening range gap is not very big. We wicked right up into it, closed it instantly. We're rejecting it at the moment. But that's what the opening range gap is. Consequent encroachment is the 50% point of a gap. So whether that be an opening range gap, a new week opening gap, a fair value gap, all gaps, the midpoint is consequent encroachment. And inversely, if you're looking at an order block or a breaker block, any sort of block, the 50% of that is called mean threshold, but it's just the 50% mark. I won't lie. I don't try to be the type of ICT trader that tries to be so precise that I'm going to sit here and say, with a lot of confidence at least, that, oh, price will go to 50% point of fair value gap and it will hold the lower quadrant. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I feel like we're already pretty precise enough, if we're, especially if we're on like a 1 minute chart. But 5 minutes and under, you're sitting here calling price from, you know, little gap levels or order block levels. Like, I just include the whole thing, dude. You know what I mean? I don't sit here and try to get cute and yeah, for this gap, actually, I think we're going to respect the first 3 quadrants. But if we lose the first 3 quadrants, we're fucked. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think that'd be sick if I was like, oh, yeah, let me put my stop loss at 50% of the gap. Because I know from my expertise that we're not going to hit 50% of the gap because of whatever reason. Don't get me wrong. That'd be sick. But it feels like a guess to me, to be honest. But hey, maybe with time I'll get there. ICT's been trading for what, 30 plus years? So he has a little bit of he might have a little bit of expertise on me there, maybe. I'm just being honest. What do you guys want me to tell you? Yeah, guys, I'm so good at trading that I freaking know exactly what gaps are going to get filled 50% and which ones are going to get filled fully. You should buy my course. The day that I can call price that precise with like a high degree of accuracy, I'm going to drop a course. And you're going to buy it. I don't care if you have to go in debt to buy it. Nah, I'm just playing. April Fools, come on. Lighten up. Lighten up, chat. Should I wait till the news hit first, start the trade, or how goes the news? It kind of just depends. I mean, if it's red folder, I try to wait. Just in my experience, it seems like whenever I try to position myself before red folder news, it's a good chance that price will manipulate me out of my trade more often than it will take me to my target. It does happen though. Sometimes news is the catalyst to take price where it was gonna go. And the manipulation maybe had already been priced in, but like I said, it's kind of all about probabilities at the end of the day. The thing for me though is I find myself, I get a little bit emotional if I take a trade like right before the news and then it like wicks me out, and like the only thing that I should have done different is just wait for the news, because that's fully in your control. Like I hate taking losses that are a result of like a lack of patience, because that is like 100% on me. You know. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's like a hard 100% of the time you need to wait for the news, because you'll see moves play out that you could cherry pick both sides of any argument, to be honest. So if you do trade, whether it's before or after the news, I highly encourage a stop loss and properly planned risk management. Ding. For Tony only. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about scheduling a stream and then just not showing up today and then letting that be my April Fool's joke, but then I thought that wouldn't be funny. What's up, Futures with K? Good morning. First time here in your live stream. Welcome, Futures with K. Hey, come on in. Come on in. The water's fine. There's only 3 rules to trade on this live stream, Futures with K, and here they are. Oh, hang on. Sorry, Futures with K. Pause for dramatic effect. We'll get you here. 1 second. All right, who's ready for the rules?
Rule number 1, you gotta be quick. Rule number 2, don't fall down. And rule number 3, whatever you do, never look back.
So that's pretty much it. Yep, if you follow those 3 rules, you're going to be good. But those are the rules of the live stream. Yeah, guys, like the stream if you'd be ever so kind. Do appreciate it before we get rolling in any trades for the day. Does help your boy out. Vivek, I drive currently a 2023 BMW 330xi M Sport. My dream car, man, I don't know. Used to be Lamborghini when I was like 22. Don't get me wrong, they're still sick. Kookie, my my neighbor has a I want to say it's an M8 competition. For whatever reason, my neighbors have like ridiculous vehicles. So like I have a neighbor that has an Audi R8. It's kind of an older one though. I think it's like a 08 or maybe it's a 2010. Audi R8, and he has like a Porsche Cayman. And then my other neighbor has a BMW M8 competition. So I don't know. I don't know, it just worked out that way, but Yeah, dream vehicle. I don't know, honestly. I really kind of just have an appreciation for cars. I don't know if I have one that's... I don't know if I have just one that's a dream vehicle, to be honest. It depends on the mood, right? Sometimes you're in the mood for some luxury. Sometimes you're in the mood for some SUV riding. Think of your Range Rovers. Think of... you could still think of BMW, I guess. The X Series. If you want to go real crazy, if you want to go wannabe gangster rapper, you go G-Wagon. You could buy a Urus and sell a Chorus, yeah. The funny story, the first one of my first trading quote-unquote mentors that ended up being a full-blown scammer. The only time I've ever driven and ridden in a Urus was his. He bought a Urus, and he was a full-blown scammer. Full-blown. He was also a educator for a trading pyramid scheme known as IML. Yes, sir. What? True story. Did you take your tailgater lessons with your BMW? No, I did not. No, that's something that you're born with. It's like an unspoken rule. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. You just do it. You know? I'm pretty sure it's in the fine print, though, like when you sign the paperwork. You promise to tailgate everybody. Yes. Do you promise to cut off families of 4 in traffic? Also, yes. Congratulations, sir. Got yourself a car. Oh, God. No NQ is my GF. I don't have a GF at the moment. Single, and you could say potentially ready to mingle, if you know what I'm saying. Last girlfriend was a flaming liberal, and it kind of scarred me, so women scare me. Freak me out, man. I still have nightmares. Look at us trading higher here. Still into this 1 hour gap, guys. So I'm staying off the lower. I have the 1 minute chart pulled up on my other monitor, so I am watching it. But I don't want to get sucked into the 1 minute because I could get easily faked out here. So I do want to watch these higher time frame candle closures and base my lower time frame executions off of that. Not sure if I'm feeling like front running anything before that today. Obviously, we still got news that we're waiting on anyway, so I'm just not in a huge rush here, if you couldn't tell. And I'm saying that because I'm sure there's some people sitting here watching this 1 minute chart, and they're just like, Tyler, focus on the charts. Talk about charts. It's moving, Tyler. Price is moving, Tyler. You're gonna miss the trade. Relax. Relax. If I think he was enough. Oh my God. How do you know when the news comes it will go your direction? Fami, fantastic question. Only because it's April Fool's Day, though. But, you know, Fami, I think you know the answer to this. I'm gonna give you a chance to answer your own question in the chat. So, Fami, how do you know? How do you know when the news comes that it will go your direction, Fami? Go ahead. I'm not trying to gotcha either. I think you just know. I think you know, though. I think you know the answer to this. Yes, balance after payout across my accounts is like 25 to 2600 depending on which account you're talking about. So I'm still like a little above the buffer. We'll see. Let's see here. We got macro just starting now, guys. About 9 minutes left on this 1 hour candle. Ah, look at that. Yeah, let me hide some of my other notifications here. Funny you just asked. I literally just got. I requested it on Friday, but Top Step just sent me the. Congratulations. Sorry, my phone keeps buzzing over here. Don't want you guys seeing my. My whole life here. But yeah, they just sent me the congrats, so they must have just processed it finally. That's the only bad part about taking a payout on the weekend. Fami says when it reached to PD array or key levels, and then let your buys do the rest. Yeah, Fami, the answer was Candlelight Trading answered it for you. You don't. The last thing you should be trying to do is rack your brain about trying to figure out how you can figure out where it's going to go. You don't know where it's going to go. Anybody who tells you that they know where it's going to go or on any news event is lying. Which is why most people, I feel like it is pretty common. Like a lot of people do have some sort of a loose rule that they don't trade, red folder news. So I guess so, Batman. Yeah, if you have the connections, you could ask Nancy Pelosi. She actually might know. If anybody knows, it's probably her. To be totally honest. But yeah, this is why I did not care to. I mean, this 1 minute price could still play out. Obviously, if we're bullish in the 1 hour is going to flip. That 1 hour bearish gap is going to flip. I would expect this 1 minute price action to hold, right? We got a bullish breaker here. You got this gap that was left here. But you guys could see how this could easily fail, flush lower. And then if you just scale up to the 1 hour, you're going to see this and be like, oh, what an idiot. How could I have, how could I have missed such a thing? But this is what I told you guys. I was being far more intentional about, especially so far this year. I feel like I've done a decent job at this. Was just as, not trying to front run all the time, right? Sometimes, here's what happens. So what happens is people will see price run right at like market open, right? Like market open sets up a great trade, and then like if you weren't in a trade by, a few minutes into the open, you might have missed out on a move. So then what happens is people that generally like to wait will use that as a cherry-picked like reference, and then the next time they're seeing what they think could be a setup around market open, they're like, well, fuck, that one time it ran away without me. I don't want to get left behind again. So now let me try it. And then they hop in, and then they're like, oh fuck, I guess I should have waited. So there's a lot of how would you say? I guess that's kind of like strategy hopping in a way, ain't it? Versus, if I can make a case for both directions, especially as I go up in time frame, I just feel like it's best to just sit here and wait for it to be more clear. which might mean that it might mean that I could miss a move, yeah. But I would rather miss a move than take a loss. How do you feel about being extremely aggressive in the eval? Yeah, that's what I recommend if you can afford to do it. If you can afford potentially having to reset your account a couple of times, because if you're pushing it hard, that's very possible. But yeah, I don't like the idea of spending a lot of time on an eval. If you've already been funded and, you know, if you have never been funded before and you're still trying to like get a grip on that, then take it slow. But if you have the means and the ability to do so, yeah, I don't like spending a lot of time in evals. Anymore. Three minutes left on this 1 hour candle. It looks like it will respect this this 1 hour gap, guys. So I will I'll scale in and we'll drop down in time frame. We'll drop down in time frame once this 1 hour candle closes. Here's the 15-minute. Guess we could double up, couldn't we? Yeah, why not? All right, news in 2 minutes, boys and girls. News in 2 minutes. I am listening to, if you just look up Stream Beats by Harris Heller, it's just like some background ambient music. Copyright free for YouTube, so YouTube doesn't copyright my stream. $50K eval pass, Jorge. Nice. Congratulations, Jorge. Pharrell, I don't know what you mean. Why don't I use 2100 SMT? Not sure I understand your question. Yes, this is a breaker. I called it an order block on the 1 hour here, but news in like 18 seconds, guys. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I figured he was saying the time, but I'm just looking at recent structure here. There's news, boys. Look at that push. What the fuck? My Top Step X chart's going bonkers, voiding candles again. All right, guys. Well, here's the 1 hour close. So now I'm interested in scaling in and looking at the lower time frames. April Fools from NQ, yeah. Yeah, the nice part is I have a built-in excuse if I end up taking an L today. I'll just say it was an April Fool's joke and I didn't mean it. Yeah, price is pretty high resistance right now. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very interested in keeping this green streak alive. Oh, yeah, we haven't taken an L in a week. And we took one L last week. It was Tuesday, and it was a small one. It was like minus 15 points. Yeah, I see the 5-minute IFVG. I got the 5-minute chart right here. Price is like kind of giving me a little bit of seek and destroy vibes right now, to be honest. There's really nothing here yet, guys, to be honest. In my humble opinion, at least. But I am favoring downside here. I just don't want to get caught trading in a range. Yeah, we did create this 5-minute inversion. Right here. It just looks kind of choppy and messy right now, which I don't love. So I am not in anything at the moment. Like I said, I do favor downside here. Just like framing a trade right now is a little difficult. I'm gonna give this short a try on my Trade Evade account here. I'm gonna not touch this on my Top Step X accounts right now. My plan is though, I'm gonna, if we get a candle closure really back above 930, I'm probably gonna cut this trade off. This is a big stop, so I don't want to get too much. This is a 150k sized account, but this is a big stop for 1 mini. This is a funded 150k. Any lower, I'll probably remove risk because we'll be tapping in weekly open. This is so high resistance right now, guys. Pretty choppy. It is giving me seek and destroy vibes, to be honest. Not seek and destroy. We'll see. I mean, it could turn into seek and destroy. I'm saying it's giving me those vibes. I'm not saying this is exactly seek and destroy. We'll find out though. I went ahead and took the risk off, guys. We traded down, just tapped weekly open. I want to see Asia low here. Be nice. Just take low-hanging fruit today. For now. ES is definitely the weaker. My weekly bias, I don't know. I don't really have like a strong weekly bias this week. NFP week, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off reading what Price is giving me, really. Macro is over here, guys. I'm watching this low here. I want to see close below for me to stay in this. All right, staying in it. For now. All right. I went ahead and hopped out there. I'm not going to fight these last couple of ticks here. See if it gives the rest of this about 15 points left to the Asia low here. I think it still should, but we are trading through that low on ES already. So I don't want to have a situation where we bounce here and we're generating more liquidity for later. This has been, I don't know, to me it's been kind of high resistance today so far. But I'm going to look to potentially play further shorts if we can break out of this range and go lower. I like that. I'm just going to need to see a little bit more here before I start. Let's go ahead and take these off. Take the executions off. Clean that up a little bit. But yeah, nice little move there for now. Just trying to avoid disaster here. So I ended up getting filled at 357.50. Exited at 303 and a quarter. Happy with that exit. Looking at this candle here. Let's see what it wants to do. Immediate rebalance on the 5-minute. Look at that wick, bro. Wicks really do be doing that damage, eh? Shit. Let's take these off as well. Well, that looks weak. So, yeah, cleared a little bit over 50 points on that. So, ended up being a little over 1-to-1. Not the most ideal risk reward ratio, obviously, but that also is not the norm. But yeah, I took that on a fund at 150K. I did not take that on my Top Step X XFAs. Yeah, that's a great strategy, NQ. Is my GF. But trade management on the 1 minute can be the death of us sometimes. For sure. Yeah, I used a little discretion there. Maybe it was the right decision, maybe it wasn't. We'll find out. The max number of accounts you can copy trade pair. I guess I don't know the max. Maybe you can copy trade like a bunch at a time. I've only copy traded max at the same time 4. Well, I guess that's not true. Technically, I've copy traded 5 at once. You can have 5 active XFA. You can have 5 active funded accounts at once. But you can copy trade combines with your XFAs as well as if they're the same size on Top Step X. Or Trade Evade if you're using Trade Evade. What do you think, guys? Asia low? Are we getting Asia low? Come on. I want to see it. Just for peace of mind. My OCD will kick in if we don't get it. We should really see Asia low here, I think, but come on, give it to them. Give it to the kids. They showed up on an April Fool's Day, for crying out loud. Yes, ES did sweep it, yeah. ES is weaker than NQ right now. I used that as one of my excuses for closing my trade before Asia low target was hit. There you go. There you go, boys. Asia low hit. There you go. So I left 15 points on the table. Poor Tyler, you son of a bitch. Yeah. There you go, guys. It made you hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes extra. Made you clench up. Made you clench your cheeks a little bit. I just didn't want to have like a silly wick all the way back up to my entry and tag me out or whatever, and then it goes. But here we go. Let's see how price forms from here. 15-minute. Yeah, very strong 15-minute candle. Let's check the 4-hour. Here's your 4-hour range. I marked out this 1-hour order block. Honestly, seems like a reasonable long from that level, but but yeah, I'm pretty neutral as of this moment. I wanted to see at least Asia low for sell side delivery, but I think I'm gonna let price kind of do its thing here for a little bit, build up some structure. And see if anything else does present itself. I would not be opposed whatsoever to maybe going long. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit lower though. You know, maybe setting something up in here to go back to these highs. We'll see. It's 10:20-ish right now, so we can wait. But yeah, just today's one of those days you can just tell by looking at price and how price was behaving, these big long wicks. It's just one of those days where it's like you really want to be careful with how overzealous you become with your take profit, right? Like today's clearly not the day, in my opinion, to be trying to swing for like really big moves in like runners necessarily, because it could flip on a dime here and come right back to the range and maybe go attack the other side of the range as well. So pasture funded, nice, Mova head. Congrats. I've gone through all your educational videos, still having problem finding setups. Can you tell me more I should do now? Yes, I would backtest. If you're having trouble identifying setups, I would go backtest your little behind off. And despite that, I would at least start demo trading and forward test your little behind off. Show up to price, show up to the charts every day. Not with necessarily the intention to take a trade, but you need to get time on charts. Time on charts, time on charts, time on charts, time on charts. Endlessly. That's the only way. It'll start to click though. It'll start to click. I do use trendline liquidity, yes, profit points. Yep, I do. I do. Yeah, I just call it low resistance liquidity run. Yeah. And I do love it. That's probably the only time that I enjoy playing inversions, when you get like a picture perfect low resistant liquidity run setup through a previous day, previous week low, something like that, and then we immediately inverse a fair value gap with a strong candle. That's probably my favorite time to play an inversion. Otherwise, I'm not really a huge fan of inversions. But absolutely. Absolutely. Here's your 1 hour candle, guys. You can see how this, look at this big wick back up. Like, who knows how this will close? And we got 30 minutes left on it. Looking like it will be a weaker close on the 30-minute. You can see how if you were holding on to shorts and expecting like external lows, like it's really kind of testing your patience right now, making it tougher for sure. If not, maybe already stopping you at a break even. But yeah, I don't know, guys. We'll see. We got a few minutes here until the 30-minute mark. Definitely got some time here. 30 minutes until macro, roughly. Yeah, let me know if you guys caught shorts to Asia low or not. I ended up getting about 50-ish points, 55 points out of that move from my entry to close. Did not have the cojones to hold for Asia low, unfortunately. So I left 15 points on the table. But yeah, let me know if you guys caught the Asia low shorts. Not too bad. The reason for entry, because I didn't really talk about this, I was just kind of watching price. So obviously we were looking at the 5-minute chart over to the right, and we had this 5-minute inversion. Oh, fuck. Just opened up Safari. We had this 5-minute inversion. Give me my toolbar here. Come on. 5-minute inversion here. And my draw, remember, I was already favoring price to go lower from a 1 hour gap up in here. So basically, the way that I entered this, and this probably won't resonate with many of you, but for some of you guys that have been trading a little bit, this probably resonates with you guys. So I waited. I saw price trade up into this, and I wanted to see the 5-minute chart create a wick and then flip bearish, and then I entered. You follow me? So yes, I had the 1 minute and the 5-minute pulled up. When the 5-minute opened up, I believe it was, yeah, right here. So this 5-minute candle opened up here. We traded up, and then this ended up becoming the 5-minute candle wick. So on this candle, when we flipped the open or the low of this candle, that was when I just market executed a short, and I put my stop up here. But that was the logic behind it, was that. But that's not like an entry that, you know, you're gonna be taking a lot. It's I feel like that's kind of just an experience thing. I'm not trying to sound cool, believe me. I'm just trying to explain what I was thinking and why I pressed the button. But yeah, these high resistance days, they're tough. They're tough. And if you're waiting for like really clear displacement, really clear entries and opportunities, you know, you might just end up sitting on your hands and not taking a trade, and that's totally fine, right? Like, market's gonna not present for you sometimes, and you just gotta sit on your hands and be patient, and that's also not a bad thing either. Someone said they just entered long. I'm assuming off of this fair value gap here. Good luck. I don't like where we're at time of day right now. And to me, on the higher time frame, I still think you could be fighting bearish order flow. But good luck. Best of luck. Maybe it flips on a dime. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a doctor. Oh, you're already out? Oh. Why'd you tell me you were just hyper scalping? But yeah, guys, but yeah, what I was afraid of, like, kind of just watching price play out here, it was giving me seek and destroy vibes, is all. Someone didn't like that I said that, and they said, it's not seek and destroy. Well, if price ends up creating a broadening formation here, and we eventually trade all the way back to this external high, this is fucking seek and destroy if I've ever seen it, to be honest. And I've seen seek and destroy. Seek and destroy has seen me, and it's seen my stop loss too. Some of you guys have seen Seek and Destroy, see my stop loss. Not fun. Not fun. Hey, 350 of you guys here like the stream. Like the stream, like the stream. $15-minute gap here. I really do think, God, I really like this 1 hour order block for a tap, to be honest, but oh, this is just like isn't super clear right here. Maybe you're marking this out on your 1 hour chart as like your a bullish breaker. I don't know why this 1 hour candle right here is just screaming at me though for some reason. $15-minute gap tap here. Got a lot of gaps here. Yeah, man. Looks a little messy, I won't lie. Creatine? No, I don't take any creatine, if that's what you're asking. I used to. But yeah, let's do a quick little pulse check here. We're hour after open here, so is anybody getting wrecked right now or no? Let me know, guys, if you're green, red, or flat / break even so far today. Yeah, definitely trickier price to trade so far this morning for sure. April Fool's Day is fooling around for sure, for sure. Long to data high. Yeah, we definitely got Seek and Destroy if we go here. Who told me it wasn't Seek and Destroy today? Who was that in the chat? It's kind of looking like we were getting it, to be honest. $17 is green, Kala. Yep. Hey, you could buy a Chipotle bowl with that. One time I got yelled at by the chat though for saying I was gonna get Chipotle. They said that Chipotle is poison, and I looked into why they said that, and it's not the only thing I found was they use seed oils. Which I really didn't give a shit about, to be honest. Oops. Anchor Beast full margin long. Go Anchor. Anchor, if that trade fails, get another account, go full margin short. Javir's 1% up on the challenge. Nice, congrats. Keep it going. Vivek NQ is my girlfriend, said it. Oh, really? Oscar's up 50 cents. Hey, green is green. Let me put it this way. Yeah, if you got stopped in profit, but at like your break even. I mean, I consider that break even, but it counts as a win on your dashboard at least. That was me, smiley face. Seek and Destroy does not give opening range one directional. Seek and Destroy does not give opening range one directional. Okay. Maybe I would suggest the small account. Go 50K. Pear, I think if he does that, he'll get actually booted from the maybe not on the eval phase, but if you made a maybe they just do that on the funded phase. But yeah, they booted people that were hedging. But Pear, that sounds like advice I heard TJR give in a TikTok once. And then he started a prop firm and then it failed, so I love when everything just comes full circle. $50K trailing stop loss to be safe side, and it's 0.5. Yes, on a $50K and trailing stop loss to BE to be safe. Oh, so are you in a trader now, Mojave? Is that what you're saying? Gotcha. Good luck. These conditions are just not usually what I thrive in, to be honest. Generally on a seek and destroy type of a day, and I know that NQ is my girlfriend disagrees with me. I view this as seek and destroy. This is seek and destroy. We're taking out highs, taking out lows, broadening formation. I don't know what you guys call it. To me, it's seek and destroy. Here's the 1 hour candle right now, currently 20 minutes left. $10.28. Got that tap into that fair value gap in the 1 minute. There's your data high, if that's what you were longing for. 10 a.m. news. Had you on a hot streak you cooked today? Yeah, you must have been long, I'm assuming. Wasn't that you that said told you to go long or something? Yeah, we're on a nice little streak as well. It's been over a week since we've had a red day on stream now, officially. And even then, that was like one red day. It was like a week of green days before that. It was either green or like there was a couple of sessions where we didn't take any trades because conditions were kind of shit. But yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good. But yeah, guys, I'm just looking at price here, and I do wanna give it to like the end of the hour, just to kind of watch and see how things close here. I mean, I don't see any trades that I want to take right now, honestly. I don't really feel like forcing this long. You know, gun to my head, looking at price, face value. You know, if I'm just reading order flow here, I would expect the move to this high here. But yeah, I don't really feel like forcing this move here. I'd kind of rather wait for kind of going back to where we started. Maybe getting, again, that 1 hour closure back above here, and then potentially looking for higher. If anything, right? So that's just kind of where my mindset is at the moment. But hey, yeah, let me check the poll. Where are we at? We got 155 votes, 41% green, 16% red. A lot of flats and break evens as well. Yeah. So either mostly flat or break even. If you traded mostly green, some reds. Down on one, up on one. We'll take anything on a day like this, yeah. Peace out, Carlos. You're leaving us already, Carlos? That better be an April Fool's joke. Carlos. The hell? We just got here. All right, we'll close the pull off though right there. Pretty split between flat, break even, and green. There you go. So that high just got delivered as well. Thanks, Simon. One hour candle closes here in like 15 minutes. Should give us a pretty nice bullish breaker on the 15. Just kind of scanning through these time frames, taking a peek at everything. But I will say this: what I'm not interested in is continuing to trade this morning if we can't expand out of this range, preferably now to the upside. So if we are in this range, I'm just not very interested anymore until we, you know, do something. Where I become interested though is if we can trade above here, you know, displace above this high. Because then we have this nice breaker. You can see it even more clearly here on the 5-minute. Right, so extend this across. Maybe change the color here. I know I got a lot of shit on my chart right now. Right, so then the idea would be retest. Expansion higher. But we gotta gotta create it first. So let's see. Callie says, "Well, boy, I blew my funded LMAO. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your funded, Callie. You get 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! Shit. I hope that helps, Callie. No, I'm sorry to hear that. In all honesty, I'm sorry to hear that. But it sounds like you're in good spirits. You know, based on the LMAO part of your comment. We've all been there, right, Kelly? Thanks, John. Took 2 payouts. Hey, there you go. Covered your risk. And probably earned profit. Laugh on the outside, cry on the inside. Yep. Toaster baths, whatever helps. You guys know the vibes. All right, yeah. I'm going to watch this 1-hour chart. Let's clear some of this up, shall we? For me to entertain the idea of engaging in anything for the following hour, I'm gonna demand that we inverse on the 1 hour. Close above here. Oh, thanks, Dario. Hey, appreciate it. You the man. You the man. Sorry, Muhammad. I'm not ignoring your messages. Let me look. Fucking A. Started the day thinking we were bearish, especially with the news, but now I clearly see we were switching bullish with the sweep of the monthly low yesterday. All right. Thanks, Muhammad. I'm glad I went and read that. I don't know how I would have continued on today if I did not read that message, so I appreciate you doubling up and having me go read that. Thank you. Yeah, Islam. Everybody's usually pretty stingy with the stream likes. I don't know why. We're at 97. We're at 97. We're on a fat win streak. I'm doing my best to try to talk people out of forcing it when it isn't obviously clear, but I guess that's not worthy of a like these days. Guess I gotta break out the oil. Yeah, Ernesto, or not Ernesto, Mike Nestor. My thoughts on going long are going to be based on this 1 hour inversion happening first, and then looking at the 5 and 15 minute. I like this bullish breaker that is forming. So I would look for a retest. I probably would not trade like right off of this, just because this would be a pretty decent sized range, right? So if I was to take a long off the breaker, and then put my stop below it, I just feel like that's a pretty decent sized trade stop wise. So I would probably look to scale in from here and see if we can find an entry to keep playing longs out of this, but that's the thought process. I can delete this line if it's throwing you off. I don't usually include the wicks in my breakers. I usually just mark the bodies. So then our bullish PD array supporting longs from here would be 1 hour inversion, breaker block, and then obviously lower time frame fair value gaps as well. Price could maybe trade down for this 5 minute gap, the 1035 candle, which is why I just don't know. I just don't know if I want to enter here and stop there. Yeah, definitely not. I don't want an 84-point stop. You could size down, but I would just rather wait for something that's not 84 points. Seven minutes left on this candle, boys and girls. 7 minutes, 7 minutes. Looking like we will see, most likely, the 1 hour inversion, unless something happens. If not, if this wicks down and we trade back into this range, I'm probably just going to call it for the morning. Maybe take a look around lunch and early PM session to see if price is ready to expand or not. But I like the moves higher from here if we can get this all set up to about 700 area. 4 hour fair value gap, 4 hour bearish breaker. I like that. I like that idea. Yeah, Kelly, that's how it always goes. You were doing so good. You're doing so well. And all of a sudden, the demon kicks right back in and you fall back into an old habit. And that's usually all it takes. Believe me, I've had that demon visit me before. Eventually, you just kind of get sick of seeing him. $11-day win streak. Wait, so you blew your account after an 11-day win streak? Yo, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys, when you guys are on like a really big win streak, you're doing well, you're trading well, you're hitting a lot of take profits, maybe you're getting payouts as well. Hopefully you're getting payouts as well. You know, like when you're doing really good and like that euphoria kind of starts to kick in. You're like, man, I fucking might never lose again. We all know like usually what happens after that, right? Generally, like the market likes to humble you and give you some L's. So is there anybody in the chat? I'm curious. Is there anybody in the chat that after like a win streak or after maybe like a big payout or something, do you ever take off? You ever give yourself a break so you don't get like too high mentally and emotionally? Because I guess there is some truth to that if you think about just the psychological piece, right? So when you're feeling euphoric and you're feeling really good and high on yourself, and then all of a sudden you experience the other, you experience the valley. You know, that can be a big swing for some people. I'm just curious. I don't know if anybody's ever done that or not, but there might be something to that. I saw, for whatever, I forget who said it. I feel like I read that on Twitter though last week, that somebody took, like, somebody was doing really well and they took a big payout and they were going to take a break because they didn't want to get too confident. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I've never done that, but I remember reading that. I was like, oh, that makes sense. It can feel like a crash landing though. You know, if you're on a win streak and then all of a sudden you like take, let's say, a few L's in a row, it can kind of feel like a crash landing, I suppose. We all like to think that we have more discipline than that, but you never know. Market catches you on the wrong day. That might be all the market makers need to get that fat little account out of your hands. Oh, Kelly. No, yeah, I definitely don't tell yourself that. I was telling myself I'm going to get a losing day soon. Don't say that. That's like the opposite of an affirmation. If I ever come to the market and I think to myself, I'm going to lose, I lose, you know? I'm pretty sure every time I've had that thought, I've lost. Yeah, it is important to not get too high. I'm trying not to do that as well. Ivan, when I say check at lunch, no, I mean like legitimately check like lunch macro going into lunch. And then when I say PM session, I'm usually meaning like 1:30. Yeah, guys, we are gonna get this 1 hour inversion for sure. So the idea for me would be, I would like to position myself preferably in the next 1 hour candle wick lower. And then obviously hopefully see expansion higher. Targets are really up in here for me. New 1 hour candle just opened up, guys. 11 a.m. candle. See if it can give a manipulation wick lower. Yeah, you can see this 15-minute. Open gap here, opening of this order block here. Possibly. It'd be quite the wick. Don't tell me that's all you're going to give us for a wick. That's bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. The level that stands out to me would be, I guess if you're looking at this 5-minute chart, this 5-minute fair value gap. Over this 5-minute breaker. So ideally we get something like that. We even got a nice 1-hour close like above, giving us a nice change in the state of delivery as well. So this 1-hourly open, 488. I'm going to go ahead and set a buy limit there for now. And see if we can make a pullback for this 5-minute gap. I'm basically just risking the profit. A little less than, but... We'll see. Mm. Jabrain, mostly every day, yeah. Jabrainy. Pretty much every day. I don't trade any Forex, no. I used to. Not anymore. Net and Beyond Sports Channel, you are setting on Top Step X when I enter a position. Why don't I see the execution bar? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by execution bar. Do you mean the execution like arrow? Is that what you mean? Like how I have my position there, the initial entry. This is just a limit order. When you do it, you don't see yours. You should be able to see your limit order on Top Step X. Watch. There. So if I was to set a limit order here on Top Step X, I would right click, make sure I don't hit market buy again. Limit buy, let's just say I was gonna do a limit buy for one. So you don't see that? Yeah, sir. I took shorts towards Asia low. Got a little over 50 points. Haven't traded anything since. We've been rallying. Trying to see if we can set up this long now. Price is kind of just running away, though. Not much of a 1 hour wick. I thought we would at least see a wick down to this 1 hour opening price at 488. Price has other plans, though. Yeah, net and beyond. I'm not sure if you're not seeing that. I really am not sure. I'm sorry. Maybe refresh, clear cookies and cash. Maybe that would help. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking through the settings here. I'm gonna see if there's, I don't know if there's anything here. Yeah, I don't know why that's not showing up for you. Honestly. Sorry, man. I wish I could be more help. The only thing I can think of is clear your cookies and cash. Either that or just hit up Top Step and say, yo, what the fuck? Man. Where's my orders, damn it? Give me my orders. You know? Oh, you had no pair? Come on. I do have to... My dog's whining to go outside. I do gotta run the little guy out so he can take a tinkle pretty soon here, to be honest. This 15-minute candle closure... Yeah, I like where my stop would be. I like the setup. You know, if this 15-minute candle closes and we form this bullish fair value gap, this is a BPR as well on the 15 here. So this would be a lot of PD arrays failing for my stop to be hit. So I'm okay with my stop being there, even though there is a gap right here. But yeah, man, what a push here. Come on. What a push. I don't know if we're going to get it. I hope so. Here's your 10-minute chart. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes this 10-minute chart be clean. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on that 10-minute chart now. What? Is it wrong that I regret that I closed my trade on data high? Need advice, Tyler. Well, let's unpack that, shall we? Is it wrong that I regret that I closed the trade on data high? Any advice? Well, the question is, George, when you entered your long, was your target data high? If that was your plan and you followed your plan, then no, you didn't. You should not regret it, in my opinion. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to regret it? Yeah. If you had a plan and you followed your plan, job well done. Seeing the move continue like this, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, I'm missing out on so much more money." You have the benefit of hindsight now. You wouldn't feel that way if price stayed in the range and choppy, right? All we can do is execute to the best of our ability with the information currently at hand. Right? Everybody's a genius in hindsight. Well, here's what I'm gonna say, guys. So, my target for this long idea is the 630s, so 1 hour fair value gap and a 4 hour fair value gap as well. If price hits that level, I'm gonna cancel the limit because to me the trade's come and gone. But I do have to hop off here. So I'm going to leave this limit in. I will keep you guys updated in the Discord, on YouTube, and X. But like I said, just if this level gets hit, I'm not going to update you guys because I'm just going to cancel the limit. So if you guys are here and listen to that, just keep that in mind. But if this trade does hit, I'm going to stay in it and see how it plays out. And I'll update you guys in the Discord and elsewhere if it ends up being a win, loss, or break even. But I do apologize. I do have to hop off here. But I appreciate you guys showing up. Like the stream before you hit the Dusty Trail. I ended up for now about 50-ish points on the day. So if you're green today, great. If you're not green today, just don't do anything silly and emotional. Better trades are coming. All right. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your Tuesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Peace and love, guys.
Sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money. He's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. He's dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. Dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.